We're live, sir.
Hey, I can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
Hold on.
Well, we're going to let the gorilla figure out his audio. Can you hear me yet, sir?
Oh, that's better. Yes.
All right, we're live, man. Go for it.
Hey, good morning, all you crazy people out there. You're over here. You're in Algo Factory. You stumbled in. You're wondering what the heck we're all about. Well, I'll tell you what we're all about. We're not your typical mom and pop trading education program. That's not what we do here. That's just a little part of what we do. What makes us different is that we know that not only teach you how to trade, but we also teach you how to build the algorithms that trade on your behalf 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And that is what we do here. And folks, not only that, you also get the geopolitical, geostrategic, geoeconomic play-by-play of what's going on globally. So you're here in the right place at the right time, in the right moment of history. 2024 is going to be a big year for all of you guys. Let's get it. Let's make some money. Learn how to profit from the chaos, whether the market's up or it's crashing before your eyes. Algo Factory teaches you and gives you the tools to leverage it to your advantage so you can make money and get out of harm's way. And with that being said, Cowboy, let's get into it.
All right, cool. So I was up late, very late, working on the algo. I've got the exits coded in. So for anybody who's been watching the last few days, the new algo is pretty much done. It's pretty much done. So I figured I'd just blast that out on the screen really quick. Give me a second and we can show you how accurate this thing is. What I'm going to do, I'm going to actually do a series of live back tests, right? Now, if you just trust the strategy tester over on what do you call this thing? TradingView, right? It gives you these numbers that are absolutely ridiculous. Like it wins 99% of the time, and it gives you these massive risk to reward ratios that are just not realistic. And that's just because the strategy tester does have issues. But TradingView, I love TradingView. I would not use at this point any other charting software. So I'm not talking trash on my favorite charting software, but they do need to do some work on their strategy tester. They need to get that figured out. And that's, look, this is pretty complex code. I mean, it's not like, genius complex code, but what makes this complex, well, actually, I can't talk about what makes it complex. But I will say that because of a certain complexity to this code, you just can't trust that strategy tester. But here we go. So you can see the signals here on the 5-minute chart, and you have a signal here, or like right after the European Open. So basically, what is that? 3 a.m. Let me see. European Open's at 8 minus 5. Yeah, so 3 EST. You have a short right here, and the way this goes, now you can see there's an exit from a prior, the exits are always going to show up whether there's a trade or not. You can see the exit longs, exit shorts, that little diamond, and those are only applicable if you're in a trade. But I have it coded so that the X is right there. That's your stop loss and take profits. Now you have to test and determine where those stop loss and take profits should go, and they're all ATR based. So you can actually change these. So watch this. See these X's, green and red? Let me go ahead and just multiply this by 10. If I go with crypto, I actually do much deeper numbers here. And watch it change. Watch it change. Nothing happened. What the hell? Oh, it's because I only did the longs. Let's look at the shorts. 15. Sorry, folks. I was supposed to be cool, and then nothing happened. All right, here you go. It'll actually happen this time. See, there it goes. Right? You can't even see it now, because if I go like this, you can see now they're 10 times as far as they used to be, right? Way out here, right? So if I take it back to normal, I will just go back to defaults, reset settings, and you can see now they're back to normal, right? So if one were to take this trade, it's a winner, obviously, right? Enter the trade, and it would be right here at the end of the candles when I would enter that trade. So is this an up candle? So it's going to start right there. Stop loss at the X right there. And then my take profits are all three of these. So just to expand this out, now you got to do testing to figure out what's best. Like for crypto, I thought this indicator sucked for crypto. I was like, I guess it's just a forex indicator. And then I discovered that, oh no, I just have to spread out these take profits and stop losses. And then the numbers look beautiful with crypto. But here it is. This is a winner. Like the first target is a 1-to-1. The second target is better than a 1-to-1, and it goes all the way to past 2-to-1. So this is really a very nice trade right here. And most of these trades are winners. But here's what's cool. Let's say you get into a trade that like isn't a winner, then we have where it will help you minimize your loss, right? So here's an example. This is a good one right here. Now the volatility was pretty high, which is why these targets are a bit more spread out, right? So the trade looked like this. If you just follow the way I have it set up. But I've got this set up for forex because that's where I primarily trade. And I have another profile for crypto. But you can see that the trade did not go all the way to this last target. It took out target 1 right here. It took out target 2 right there, but it did not take out target 3, right? But what you can see here, and I'm going to zoom in on it. And this is actually probably a lot easier for everybody to see. So I'll mark out just to make it easy. Target 1, target 2, right? And then here's target 3. Price didn't make it to target 3. You can see it right here. Took out 1, took out 2, but didn't take out 3. Didn't make it. Well, here, you see right here, that little circle, that diamond that says exit shorts, that's where it takes you out of the trade. That's where you exit the trade, right? And I'd say a good 4 times out of 5, that saves you money. Because in this case, actually, this case, it wouldn't. Well, yeah, you would probably been taken out by the spread. So as this continues out, you can see how close price got to actually getting out of this trade, and I can guarantee you that the spread would have you would have stopped out up here. So all the money, all the profits you didn't take on target 3 would have become a loss up here as you got taken out by the spread. So exiting the short down here actually maximizes your profit, and that's why even with the tester, although we can't trust these numbers. You can't trust the numbers. Oh, it's not on a strategy. I'd have to load the strategy version, but the equity curve on these is really good. Let me see if I can load the right layout. And this is going to be available, like, just so you understand that we're making this available. Our members are going to get 50% off of the indicator. We got 3 of them, by the way. This is just one indicator out of a few, which is awesome. Let's see. Version 1 indicator, version 2 tester. Here you go. So yeah, but this is the, I mean, this one's kind of the masterpiece, but there are people who, like this might not be their way to trade. So we do have a plethora of indicators to offer. Not plethora, we got 3, but this one here is just strategy. And we're not making that available just yet, but it's the same thing. But with the strategy, I can do some testing, and this is on Bitcoin. So let me make sure that the ATRs are proper for this. Yeah, they are. And so if I go to the strategy tester, you look at the equity curve here. Let me see if I can kind of make this easier to see. Here's your equity curve. There's like no drawdowns, right? On this hypothetical scenario, you have a $30,000 profit, and the biggest drawdown on a $30,000 profit is $700. I mean, that's killer. That's like because every time you trade, no matter who you are, there's always going to be drawdowns, and a drawdown is just on the way up. You take a loss, right? So it doesn't mean that your account goes negative. It just means that you've been winning, and all of a sudden you're on a losing streak. And that just happens. And so it's just a tiny drawdown compared to the massive profit. So this is really, really, and now this tester, these numbers, you can't really trust them. The actual profit is going to be much larger for the size of the account on the tester. The percent profitable, I'm not sure yet. That might be accurate. It might not be. The profit factor seems to be a bit extreme. That we're not getting 30-to-1. I don't think. If we are, then shoot. Then we're going to be extremely wealthy. But I don't think it's 30-to-1. I'll backtest this, and I'm going to backtest live. We're going to be done talking about indicators right now, but just what we're going to see is you're going to actually see me backtest this, and I'll have a series of videos that might be 10 minutes long each as I go through and I backtest these, right? So you'll be able to see me actually test it live, see the way that these come out. So that's all I got on the indicators. But this is an exciting time. Like anybody who trades, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't think you're going to find a better indicator out there. I just don't. Like I've been working on this for years. Like, and I've got good indicators. I have profitable indicators, and they'll be made available. I have 4 of them coded, and I have about 104 of them that I haven't coded that will eventually be coded. But this one right here is the one that, like, as somebody who sits there and plays with the Rubik's Cube, somebody who just my mind geeks out on this, like I'll be in the middle of like trading and stuff, or I'll just let's just say so I always have this up, right? Like on a Saturday, I'll be out doing yard work or whatever, right? Shoveling snow. And then I'll come in and I'll forget that I was doing whatever in the yard, right? I'll forget that I was like cooking, like shit starts burning on the stove because I think I could manipulate this algo. You know what I mean? Like I'll just sit here and start geeking out. The smoke alarm goes off. My wife's like, "What the heck?" So that's who I am. And this particular algo is probably the best I've done. It's badass, and we're gonna make it available for $50 a month. And it's not just this one. We're gonna make a whole slew of them available for 50 a month, three of them, three algos for 50 a month. And if you're Algo Factory member, it's going to be half off. So this is great. All right, cool. So there's a QR code in the top right-hand corner. These are not offered on the website yet. We haven't put them up. So you're not going to go zap that QR code just to see our offer, but you could just go see our website, who we are, what we do. And then I think it's a decent time right now to go ahead and move on and talk about charts. Gorilla, is there something you want to see?
Yeah, let's pull up Solana.
Solana it is. Okay, so now yesterday was the FOMC, they're holding rates steady. So that let me see. That was okay, we're on the 5-minute chart. We gotta go back a ways to see what happened there. And today is the 1st, so it would have been the 31st right here. So the markets, they did take a tumble. So the dollar apparently got a little bit stronger, at least compared to Solana at that time. It might be that the markets were just waiting to take a turn until that happened. So you've got Solana right here. And the announcement for the FOMC occurred right here. Right there. That was the FOMC. And I was watching it. I was watching it live. I don't trade those kind of things, but clearly there's a sell-off on a lot of assets. This is the 5-minute chart. So we'll roll. We'll go over to my other chart here so we can actually take a hard look at it. All right. So let me. And I know we've been tracking Solana a lot. So let's go ahead and bring it up. Yeah, Solana's taking a break. As of now, you can see what I drew yesterday is that either price is going to go up or it's going to take a break and go up. And from what I'm seeing, I think take a break and go up is what's realistic. So there is a kind of a bottom here that Solana made around about $80, 78 bucks. As of now, it does look like it will not go up right away. I think it's going to go either sideways or a little bit down for a while. Solana had a momentous rise. Very, very strong move up. Let me get out of this screen. Hold on a second. Sorry, I don't mean to confuse everybody. But yeah, it mobbed up. Obviously, it's the hot ticket, a lot of meme coins on Solana. So Solana went from what is this $17 all the way up to 125, and that happened in the space of about 4 months. 5 months. So, well, let me see here. It actually happened between beginning of October and the end of December. So November, December. So 2 months. 2 months Solana went like times 6 or whatever that number is. That's a massive gain. Obviously, Solana is eating Ethereum's lunch. And unless Ethereum can catch up, Solana is going to continue to do so. So, what I would expect with Solana right now, there is liquidity down here. At least that was there a few days ago. As to whether or not it is there now, that's a different story. This line that I drew is where I figured Solana might make some kind of decision, and that was drawn like weeks ago, or at least a couple weeks ago. I think Solana is going to find footing shortly and perhaps head back up. With the way that Solana is and with the way the crypto is, unless there is a strong market event to cause crypto to crash, I would expect Solana to kind of follow this. It might go sideways a minute and then go up, or it could just simply find footing right where it is and then head up. Solana's hot, so it might just kind of pull one of these right here, very, very easily. I like 140 as a Solana target. If it goes beyond 140, I might like if I were to go long, right? I might take profit before 144. And then if it broke 144, I might get back in for more longs. But this is based on some old structure from back in what is this 2022 April, right? So there's a peak on the way down, and it matches. It's below a fib level that I've drawn out just based on some charting we did yesterday in the private group. So for the meantime, though, I do expect Solana to head down a bit, and I expect it right now to maybe head to like, yeah, say 89. So I think it'll drop below 90 in the short term. It may or may not. I mean, it's so hot, it could just bounce up anytime. It could just start mobbing up, but I do think it'll drop below 90. And I think that the path might resemble something like this right now. If I just had to guess, I mean, I don't need to trade this. Like the way that I trade is I actually have indicators that say when to get in, when to get out, right? The indicators I built, as you know. But this is just a very likely path for Solana right now. Very likely, unless crypto takes a hard hit. If the entire crypto market is, takes a hit, or even like traditional finance, then all this goes out the window, right? And understand that the farther out you project price, the less likely it is to be correct, because so many things can happen in the world. I will say that yeah, I think that's all I can say about Solana right now. Let me just do a quick volume profile look, see if I can get a little more precise on where I think price will at least be attracted to. Price is going to be attracted to 87.24. That's where price is attracted to. Will it make it there? Nothing would surprise me, but because price also is going to want to go towards about 85. So 87 to 85 is like a decent area for a bottom. And I know it, and now you know it, and everybody knows it. So it might get front ran. And what that means is that it might get that people buy before it even gets there. That could happen. So, and I know 90 is a psychological number. So, like long term, I think Solana is a great buy right now. Like right now, for long term. Like if I was just gonna hold Solana for the next like year and a half, I think Solana is fine right now. But you can see pullbacks. Like it could pull back pretty far. It could pull back to $60, $70, but it may not. So that's Solana. That's what I got. What else do we want to look at? You got any other charts you want to see there, Gorilla, before we got about 5 minutes left before we have to start getting out of here.
Let's look at gold.
I like gold. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, gold it's just holding strong. We've been talking about gold in the private group, so we have some ideas as to what it might do. Actually, let me unerase what I just did. That I thought that gold would be attracted, and it was, to this 2023 number, and it did actually hit there over the past few days. But as it moved up, it did try to get back down to that level. You can see this how it pulled down. But at this point, I'd actually be looking at. I'd be more interested in this number. Let's see here. Yeah. So right now, right where it is, that's where gold wants to be. I know that's a silly thing to say, but a lot of times, like an asset might be not where it wants to be. So, from a philosophical standpoint, it is where it wants to be every time. But really, it is attracted to this temporarily this 2032, just say 2038, and it is it's above that right now. Algorithmically, I think let's see, that was the daily. Let's see what the weekly says. I think it's just going to go sideways. It's going to have these little moves up and go sideways. And I think ultimately, before it really has a big move up past its all-time highs, I think it'll still travel sideways a bit. I think it's going to be range locked. And if I had to choose that range right now for the short term, I think that range will be like here. like between 2015 and say 2056, or you could say, yeah, I think that's pretty fair. It might be a little wider than this, but this is the range I think it's establishing now and will stay in for until it doesn't, right? And I think that could be days. It just depends a lot on what's going on around the world. As the gorilla will tell you, who, V, you obviously you're in the precious metals world from a, from a wholesale standpoint. So you have the finger on the pulse, but it looks to me like this will be range locked for like maybe weeks, maybe days, maybe weeks. What do you think?
No, it's definitely gonna be range locked for a little while for sure.
Like what are your buyers like? How's the demand right now?
Massive.
And the premiums are where the money is, right?
Yeah, the premiums. I mean, look, people don't understand what spot gold is. What spot gold is 0.999 gold. Unfinished, unhallmarked. We're not when you're talking about like actual monetary grade gold, which is 0.9999 or 49, which is fully hallmarked and serial numbered, the whole 9 yards. It's a different gains and premium. So the premiums are way higher than what it is. So I mean, I'm a guy who does several $1 million a month in precious metal sales, several millions of dollars a month.
That's racist, bro. You're racist.
Very racist. But so with all these sales going down and whatnot, it's like the premiums, dude. The bigger the order, the longer it's taking to fill. So and I'm direct to the refineries, so it's crazy.
Perfect. Hey, we got Algo Andy. We just added you to the channel. If you're watching right now on YouTube, Algo Andy, we just added to the channel. It's a new member. Like to see new members. And we're going to go private here. So we got a few minutes yet left. Maybe I'll take a look at silver since we're on the metals conversation. What are the premiums right now on an ounce of gold, like for monetary grade?
For monetary grade?
Yeah.
I mean,
I'll explain this a little bit for new people, but go ahead and tell us what. Do you have any idea offhand?
Offhand, I don't know. I got to get into my system.
I'll tell you right now. Okay, so look, people are talking about, oh, gold's only worth, what is it right now? 20. We were just on it. 2,300 roughly, something like that. Whatever that number is, 20,000, 2,000.
So you want to go by, let's just say like 1 ounce, let's say coins or something like that, right?
Yeah, sure. One ounce, like, let's just say maples.
Okay. Let's say 1 ounce maples. You're looking at, dude, it's like 2130, 2133.
So $100. It's basically $100.
Yeah, $100.
So this is like a premium is gonna. Here's how it goes. It doesn't matter if you're buying from like JM Bullion or if you're buying from. Let me see here. Let me just send Andy a. No, not that. It doesn't matter if you're buying like. Like V likes to say, Jimmy John's cash and carry. Like, it doesn't matter where you go. You're going to pay a premium, right? So it's not just spot; it's a price on top of spot that dealers will charge. And if you sell your gold back, you'll have to get paid a premium. So they make it worth your while. But you're never just paying spot. Like, maybe if you're buying rounds or something, but on monetary grade gold, which is what you want to get. Because my understanding is, and you got to consult your tax professional on this, but the taxability on monetary, like actual, like say maple leaves or especially like your Eagles, if you're in the U.S., which the Eagles are not my favorite, but let's just say you're trying to play the game. Yeah. Consult your CPA on this, but it might be. I think you're taxed at the value.
I hate Eagles. Coin. There's a lot of people that are falling into the Eagles trap. I want to get an Eagle. It's American. It's a lower quality gold coin. Its pricing is not even based on international markets. It's its own pricing structure. It's like the price of an Eagle is always 2 weeks behind. They do their own thing. So
yeah, but whether it's a if it's a Maple, what's it, Maple, Eagle, whatever it is, you can get, I think the taxation might be on the face value of the coin because it's considered currency. That's what you need to like check into with your CPA. We don't give investment or tax advice, but the point I want to make before you go on about how Eagles suck, and they do, is that you talk to your CPA about that. If it's a Maple Leaf, a Britannia, things like that, I think you might have.
I'm not even talking about taxes, man.
I am. I am talking. I'm saying talk to your tax professional. I'm not saying that I understand what's going on, but yeah, you're saying that the Eagles are it's like lower grades, like less actual gold.
Yeah, the reason why I bring that up, look, why are we collecting gold? Like, why are we stacking gold? Right, we're stacking
because
gold
it's racist, bro. It's racist to stack gold, so we're going to stack it.
The purpose of stacking gold is you want to preserve your wealth and purchasing power. God forbid, if shit hits the fan. That's the only reason why we're all stacking gold, right? Not stacking it because, man, maybe you're one of those people that just likes the yellow metal and you like looking at it and touching it. Me, it's all about preserving value. Now, in a shit hits the fan scenario, when pricing metrics and all these other things break down, a pricing structure, right? It's going to come down to melt value, and in melt value, you're going to have like Britannias, Maple Leaves, Philharmonics. They're going to be commanding higher premiums because it's actual pure. It's a much higher grade of gold when the crap hits the fan, and you want to have that sell versus an Eagle, which is a lower grade of gold, and it has its own pricing. So it's going to be interesting to see how that fares out when pricing models within the United States will break down when the crap hits the fan. That's basically it. Taxes are another conversation.
Yeah, no, that's and taxes are always a conversation to be carried out with a professional.
Right.
But it is something you want to look into. I did have somebody who's pretty smart, friend of the show who we usually talk to about legal things, and he did mention that about the taxation. So talk to your professional about that. In the meantime, I think we are at the end of the show here. We're at the end of the at the free public live lab. But now we do this every weekday. Every weekday we do this. So understand that you can come on here, you can ask questions in the YouTube chat while we're live or even offline. Feel free to ask for a chart. Say, hey, I need to, I want to know what's going to happen with, this crypto, whatever like that. And right now, this is a quiet enough show where I have time to help people who are not even clients. Now, clients, of course, are going to have priority, but understand you can come do that. So please come on, talk to us. We love new people. That's all I got. Gorilla, sir, can you please give us that send off?
Absolutely. I want to thank all you guys for listening in and join us today. Don't sit on the sidelines letting the money go by, leaving money on the table. AlgoFactory.tech. This is the place for you to learn, for you to grow, for you to develop the algorithms that trade on your behalf 24/7. Join us and make it happen for you. Cowboy, take it away.